Designers and engineers often want to solve several problems with one technology. The designers of the Sri Wawasan Bridge wanted to make a useful and beautiful bridge in Malaysia, a country in Southeast Asia. Click the highlighted areas of the bridge to see how a prototype, or a model, helps engineers with the design process. Then click the next arrow to learn more about engineers and the design process. When engineers work on a prototype, they write their suggestions for what materials to use, so the people who study the prototype will know what the real bridge will be made of. This type of bridge is called a cable-stayed bridge. This view shows how cables are used to support the bridge. The first thing engineers have to do is to understand their problem and then make a plan to solve it. This means engineers need to discuss many ideas. They talk about what is good about a particular idea and also what might not be so good about an idea. Once the engineers have decided on an idea they would like to try, they make a drawing of it. The engineers then build a prototype based on the drawing they made. The engineers designed the prototype to show that the bridge will have enough room for all the lanes of traffic. Not only will this bridge hold cars, it will also have room for people to walk and ride bikes. Welcome to the lesson, What is an Engineering Design Process? In this lesson, you'll learn how to use the design process to find a solution to a problem. The vocabulary words for this lesson are engineering, design, and prototype. Click each word to find out more about it. The engineering design process includes making designs, drawings, and sketches to help form an idea of the final product or solution. Engineers use different types of computer software to help them make these models. Some software includes advanced 3D modeling capabilities. This allows an entire ship to be built virtually before having to physically build the ship. Engineering is the application of science and math for practical uses, such as the design of structures, machines, and systems. Many of the things we use every day are designed by engineers. Click each image to see different examples of engineering and what the different kinds of engineers design. Architectural engineers design and build buildings. Architectural engineers use science and math to make sure buildings are safe and sturdy. Civil engineers design things like roads, dams, and bridges. Civil engineers use science and math to make sure roads and bridges are safe enough to travel on and that dams will not collapse. Electrical engineers design electrical systems that can be used for many different things, from large buildings to small electronic devices. Electrical engineers make sure these electrical systems work properly to provide the electricity needed by the building or product. Mechanical engineers design and work with all types of machines used in everyday life. Mechanical engineers use science and math to ensure that machines, such as washing machines, cars, trains, and even simple tools work properly for the people who use them. Chemical engineers work in laboratories to produce and perfect new chemical solutions. Chemical engineers are responsible for making sure the right mix of chemicals is used for things such as paints, perfumes, and cleaning supplies. Aeronautical engineers design vehicles for flight and space travel. Aeronautical engineers use science and math to design planes, jets, helicopters, and rockets, so they fly properly and will not malfunction. Environmental engineers combine principles of life science, earth science, and chemistry to solve environmental problems. Environmental engineers use science and math to help fix important problems like oil spills and pollution. Engineers follow a design process, which is a series of organized steps. To start this process, a problem should first be identified. Some problems engineers might come across include how to make a building that meets particular needs, fixing a car engine design, and developing new products. Click the images to find out more about the steps in the design process. The first step in the design process is to find a problem. We encounter simple and difficult problems every day that we must solve. How might the student in the picture solve the problem of getting the book that is out of reach? The second step in the design process is to plan and build. In engineering, we must plan a solution and then build it, just like this student must. The solution may be a product or a process to follow. The third step in the design process is to test the solution and then improve it if it solves the problem or meets the design criteria. Engineers test their solutions to make sure they work. Then, engineers improve a solution that works. The fourth step in the design process is to redesign. If the original design does not work to solve our problem, we have to come up with a new solution. If the first design did work, this step can be skipped. After solving the problem, the final step in the design process is to communicate the results. Engineers communicate their results and solutions to other people who might have the same problem. Engineers may communicate the results using a computer, a telephone, or simply by talking to someone in person. Which of the following do engineers use? Click the images that show what an engineer uses to develop a practical solution. You've got it. Engineers use math and drawings to help develop designs. Well done. Engineers use the design process to help them find and make solutions to problems. That's right. Engineers use technology, such as computer software, to help them design and build solutions. Good job. Engineers use science to help find solutions. You know that all the answers are correct. Engineers use the principles of science and math in the design process to solve problems, and engineers use technology like computer software to help them. The first step in the design process is to find a problem. In the early 21st century, bottled water has become very popular. This has led to a lot of plastic bottles being thrown away, causing an environmental problem. Click play to see the size of this problem. Used plastic items, such as water bottles, are a large part of trash that is collected. Most of these plastic items are not reused or recycled. Engineers have begun to design a solution for the overproduction and use of plastic water bottles. Click along the line to learn how engineers are using the design process to develop a practical solution to this problem. After finding a problem, engineers plan and build a design. A prototype, a model on which something is based, can be used for this step. Prototypes can be useful in developing and making changes to designs. Engineers made prototypes for reusable plastic. The next step for the engineers was to test and improve their solution. Many people started filling their own reusable plastic water bottles, washing them, and reusing them. Engineers paid attention to ways they could improve their solution as people used these new water bottles. These reusable water bottles slowed down the sales of bottled water, but there were still problems with plastic bottles. Some plastics contain chemicals that are thought to be harmful to humans. Engineers had to redesign these bottles to make them safer. After redesigning the water bottles so they were safer for humans, engineers communicated their results. The new water bottles were made available for people to use. This information was communicated through the news, radio, newspaper articles, books, and reliable websites. Engineers solve problems by following the design process, which involves using science and math. Describe an example of a problem that could be solved by the engineering design process and propose a way the problem could be solved. Type your response in the box. Then click OK.
problems such as building the Golden Gate Bridge or transporting a large number of people to work through public transportation on a daily basis are examples of things that the engineering design process can solve.
Solutions to these problems are developed by following the steps of the design process in order. These steps are to find a problem, plan and build, test and improve, redesign, and communicate the results. Some of these images include ways that scientists and engineers communicate. Can you determine which are methods scientists and engineers use to communicate and which are not? Sort the images into the two different categories by dragging each to the correct box. Good work! Scientists and engineers communicate through scientific periodicals, newspapers, and non-fiction books. Engineers do not use comics, fiction books, advertising images, or the sports page to communicate their results. Can you put the steps of the design process in the correct order? Drag the steps to their correct order in the design process. Good work! You know the correct order of the steps in the design process. First, you find a problem, then you plan and build a solution, then test and improve your solution, then redesign, if necessary, and finally communicate the results. You've learned a lot about the design process and how engineers use it to solve problems. Let's review the main ideas from the lesson. Engineering is the use of scientific and mathematical principles to develop practical solutions to problems. There are various types of engineers who do many different things in different fields. Some types of engineers include architectural, civil, electrical, mechanical, chemical, aeronautical, and environmental. The engineering design process has 5 distinct steps. These steps, in order, are to find a problem, plan and build a solution, test and improve the solution, redesign the solution, and then communicate results. Now that you've finished this lesson, if you wish, you can go back and review any part of the lesson again.